What up, traders? What up, investors? Ken here from Dyslexic Investor, and we got a good one today. I heard this on multiple different sources and different various things, but so Zoom, the basically the teleconference webinar slash GoToMeeting kind of like that's been blowing up in everyone's probably workspace, has basically the same market cap as majority of the airlines combined. Again, this is about a couple hours ago, so I give it a day. So at Wallstreetbets, I've heard this on a lot of other different various news outlets as well, where Zoom's market cap is 42 billion. Okay, the airlines as follows: Delta says 18.35, Southwest 18.16, United 7.4, and then American at 5.22. That is. Again, a market cap just means the valuation of the stock compared to what is available out there. It's just basically saying that Zoom is super high on the RSI, or basically way overpriced for where it should be. It should not be relative to these prices of airlines. But again, it's two different subsections. It could be higher price in the sense of technically talking, but not fundamentally. Fundamentally, the market share of huge airlines should not match a small company like Zoom. Small relatively. All right, so go ahead. Let's look at the chart. So Zoom actually down quite a bit today, 11%. Again, if you followed this trade maybe a couple days ago, a lot of the articles came out about 24 hours to 2 days ago. So if at the end of the month, so on like the 31st, a lot of these articles are popping off, basically saying how Zoom is overvalued. Which is true to some extent. At the RSI, it did basically peak when it hit 164. That was definitely way overblown, and it kind of sold off from that, kind of holding the trend, breaking well below the 21 right now, and it's not a good sign in the sense of momentum is shifting down. The Chaikin money flow is getting to the negative point at this point. The momentum is changing on the TTM squeeze, and the RSI is going down. Again, so this is a very newish company, publicly traded stock. There's not going to be much data on the weekly, so basically it's just a huge uptrend, and basically again hitting that 164 its limit, the RSI being over bought, meaning it's just overvalued and valued relatively to the price of everything. It looks like if it could contain, it's never a good sign when the 5 crosses into the 8 and continues to slide lower. So if you kind of take a look at this before everything blew up, it was basically trading around 75. It was actually selling off majority of last year, and then kind of leveled off at the end of 2019, and then kind of took off once the pandemic kind of took off, basically from 75 all the way up to 164, and then we're going to calculate that wonderful percentage return at 122% increase, basically in 2 months. That's up there with Tesla kind of numbers. So this one has just been skyrocketing. The thing true north here is that the 21, the exponential moving average, the 21 average has been its support since that inception, and never closed below it. We'll see how today goes. We got about 25 minutes left of the closing, but it's closing below the 21, which is a trend change in the short-term interim on the daily chart, and it's even on the weekly. It has not gotten to the 21 yet, for more of a longer-term horizon. But I think that this one is pretty much going to be coming off its highs and kind of getting back into Earth's atmosphere on the sense of its valuation and what people are willing to pay for it. It's a great company, great product. They're profitable. It's one of the only IPOs that came out last year that are actually profitable, so that's always a great sign. So if we go back to that article here, so you see Delta, Southwest, United, and America. Those are basically the 4 big airlines, and we've done a lot of videos regarding the valuations of these companies. Again, they're going to be getting mostly a bailout and so forth and things like that. So it's great. A little other comparison. So Goldman Sachs market cap is 50 billion basically. Amet's at 62, and they're both in a Dow 30 stock. So he kind of edited that in there, kind of give you a sense of a better perspective on how much the market cap impacts on a particular company like this. So since this was posted a couple days ago, I'm going to look at FinViz real fast and see what the market cap for the close of yeah, so now the market cap's down to 35, and I don't know if you guys have used this site. This is a great little site. So market cap is at 35.57. So basically, just in a day, it's lost nearly 7 billion in market cap. So that just kind of shows you the complete fluctuation that the market cap valuation has. It shouldn't be the only comparison when looking at stocks. It's just a kind of a relative term once everything is based off of. And if you guys want to go look at the airline stocks, we're going to cut over to that. Alright, so cutting to the airline stocks, we're looking at Delta here first. These things have still been hit left and right. Just been absolutely terrible performers, even due to the stimulus package coming out, but now there's a little more worries of bankruptcy on the forefront, and if they have to voluntarily basically become owned by the government, and that's not a pretty picture for sure. And this thing has just been truly beaten up just to the facts of more restrictions are being tightened across the board, especially here in the US. People are actually starting to see the true impact of COVID-19 and the coronavirus. So Delta basically at its lows at $19, trading today at $22.5. Down nearly 6% today. You can kind of see that here up here on the ticker. The bid and ask, since we're still actively live trading, and a lot of more activities going to be coming in around the 3:30 Eastern Standard Time. That's when a lot of volume is going to be kicking in, and I can show you that a quick example here on the volume. So you can see here a lot of the volume comes in the first hour or so, 90 minutes, and then the volume is going to start kicking in towards the tail end of the day. And this thing has just been all day just trading lower. Just not a pretty picture. If it does ever hit the bottom, like if you have $100, like you can, I won't say you can easily flip and make your money back, but it's kind of a huge company like Delta. You can own it for $20. It's not going to come much in our lifetime. And then talking about one that's completely cheap is AAL, which is American Airlines, and this thing has just been literally hitting a bottom here as well. I might pick a little bit of this up just to see on how it performs. $10, like it's kind of like just buying a longer dated option at this point. Like this puppy was trading $35 a haircut from here. Let's go ahead and look at one of my favorites, which is UAL. We sold some stock on that actually. Luckily, a little of a bounce here. Still going back down to that 17 price limit. I wanted to see that 43. It never got back to that once it bounced up from the 17. That is quite a stunning amount of selling going on here. Want to look at this one a little bit longer time frame. Let's go on a weekly chart. Like we're looking at prices that were basically starting in 2010. Like that is absolutely insane on how bad this picture is painting here. Let me pull this on a monthly chart and I'll give you a little bit of analysis. So UAL and Love, or Southwest, is the two that I actually like a lot, and Delta too actually. It looks like if this stock can hit the RSI on the monthly chart, I think it's a no-brainer. Again, I'm a contrarian for my opinions and my trading style. Is I think it's not like a cruise line where people might stay away from it. I think people still have to fly. It's not going to come back soaring like a V-shaped bottom and go back up to 100 anytime soon. But buying this at 23 is, we'll see. It's very interesting to see on how this is going to perform. And then we'll look at LUV. Let me think it's LUV, right? Yeah, Southwest Airlines. And this thing is, ugh, that's nasty as well. Basically trading at 67 the high. Now we're trading at 30-ish. Ooh, that's just straight nasty. It looks like the squeeze has fired, which is good. The RSI has not hit the complete bottom, or basically indicating on the monthly chart of being oversold. But I'm pretty sure if I switch this to the weekly sign, yeah, it definitely has been triggered, and that was at its initial way bottom at 29. Get it here at 30. I kind of, this is just, this might be a value trap here. I want to know what you guys are thinking. Are you guys jumping and diving ahead on buying some of these airline stocks? I don't know. I'm debating this. I've got 20 minutes left to think about this. Kind of like this. I like this in between, then DAL. Looking at Delta is basically getting its butt handed to it. Basically trading from 2013, way overbought. Interesting. I kind of like, what's Love doing? What's Love? Looking at the charts, like you're literally just trying to pick the bottom. Again, no one has a crystal ball to try to find out what's happening here. No one has a scenario on how these will come back. UAL, that's the one that's been beaten up a lot, hasn't it? And it was doing pretty well until this stuff happened. It was well above its 200. And then we look at ULV. This is the one I'm kind of narrowing it down. It was kind of trading slightly above it. AAL has just been terrible, I believe, even prior to, yeah, it's been terrible there. And Delta, what does Delta have been looking like? And they've been performing well. I think I might pull the trigger on Delta, actually. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and purchase some shares here at for some Delta. Go ahead and purchase that, and we'll get going. And yeah, so I'll be purchasing about a handful of shares here at Delta, probably into the close, probably around the 22.50. I'm gonna probably put that limit out there. And remember, always put a limit order. Don't put a market order, because it might be filled you at anything. You kind of want to know what you want to get into, and especially with the market flip-flopping a lot. I know that the market's only a penny wide, but you just never know. Again, guys, thank you so much for watching. This is Ken from the Dyslexic Investor, and I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Peace.